listen very carefully, because today I'm holding 3 Lincoln Wheat Pennies in my hand. They all look old. They all look ordinary. But here's the twist. These are not just any old pennies. These are 3 of the most valuable and ultra-rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies that continue to amaze collectors across the country. The same kind of coins that make experienced collectors stop scrolling and start paying attention. Stop. These coins could be hidden treasure. Do not spend them. Check your pocket now. Every single day, people unknowingly spend wheat pennies that could be worth serious money simply because they never check the date or the tiny details. That's exactly why these hidden coins continue disappearing from circulation while knowledgeable collectors quietly search for them. What you're about to see isn't just another coin countdown. These are wheat pennies with incredible history, rising collector demand, and the kind of silent fortune that most people accidentally throw away. And here's the crazy part. Each coin in today's top 3 becomes rarer, more exciting, and more valuable than the one before it. So skipping ahead could mean missing the biggest surprise of the entire video. If you think you have one of these rare wheat pennies, don't clean it, don't spend it, and have it professionally authenticated before making any decisions. One small detail could completely change a coin's value. If you love discovering hidden treasures hiding in everyday pocket change, hit the like button, subscribe to Rare Penny Finds, and turn on the notification bell. Now, let's reveal the 3 incredible wheat pennies that most people access. Coin number 1. What if I told you that a single 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with no mint mark hiding in an old coin jar, a forgotten piggy bank, or a family coin collection, could be worth much more than just 1 cent? Most people never take a second look at an old penny, but experienced collectors know that certain Lincoln Wheat Pennies can become valuable because of their condition, genuine mint errors, and collector demand. Today, we're uncovering the story of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The year was 1951, and the United States was experiencing rapid growth after World War II. Millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies were struck to meet the nation's demand for small change. At the Philadelphia Mint, these coins were produced without a mint mark, making them easy to identify. They passed through grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, and countless pockets before many eventually disappeared from circulation. At first glance, the 1951 no mint mark penny may seem ordinary, but collectors know that not every coin is equal. While most circulated examples are common, coins with sharp details, original mint luster, and exceptional preservation are much more difficult to find today. That's why knowledgeable collectors carefully inspect every old wheat penny instead of spending it without a second thought. The first step is confirming the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1951. Then look beneath the date. If there is no D or S mint mark, your coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Next, examine Lincoln's portrait. Are the hair details sharp? Is the bow tie still well defined? Then turn the coin over and inspect the wheat ears. Coins with bold wheat lines and crisp lettering are generally much more desirable than heavily worn examples. Another important feature is the coin's color. Copper coins naturally change over time. Some remain bright red, others become red-brown, and many eventually turn brown after decades of circulation. Collectors often pay the strongest premiums for coins that retain more of their original red mint color because they are much scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting, mint errors. Genuine production mistakes can transform an otherwise ordinary penny into a highly collectible coin. Collectors search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks struck through errors, and other authentic minting mistakes. Every genuine error tells a unique story about the minting process and adds excitement to the hobby. One mistake many people make is cleaning old pennies. It may seem like polishing improves appearance, but cleaning usually damages the original surfaces and reduces collector value. Even tiny hairline scratches left by a cloth can be detected by experienced collectors and professional graders. If you think your coin is special, leave it exactly as you found it and handle it only by the edges. Professional grading is another factor that can influence value. Experts evaluate wear strike quality, luster, eye appeal, and surface preservation before assigning a numerical grade. The highest grade 1951 no mint mark pennies are much scarcer than ordinary circulated coins, making them especially attractive to advanced collectors. Every 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny carries a piece of American history. It circulated through the early 1950s, witnessed decades of change, and survived long enough to become part of one of the world's most collected coin series. Today, collectors continue searching through inherited collections, old coin jars, and bankrolls because exciting discoveries are still possible. Before you spend another old wheat penny, take a closer look. Check the date, confirm there's no mint mark, examine the color, inspect the details, and look carefully for any genuine mint errors. Your next remarkable discovery could already be waiting in your pocket or hidden in an old collection. If you enjoy learning about valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, rare mint errors, hidden treasures, and fascinating U.S. coin history, subscribe for more videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next great discovery might be only 1 penny away. Now, the real excitement begins because this is where experienced collectors start seeing details that most people completely overlook. Imagine you're searching through a jar of old wheat pennies that has been sitting in your family's home for decades. One by one, you examine each coin. Most show heavy wear from years of circulation, but then one 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark immediately catches your attention. It has bright, original color, sharp details, and almost no signs of wear. That single coin deserves a much closer inspection. The first thing collectors look for is original mint luster. When a coin has been carefully preserved since the day it left the Philadelphia Mint, it reflects light with a beautiful natural glow. Over decades of circulation, most pennies lose that original appearance, making fully lustrous examples much more desirable. Even today, collectors actively search for coins that still display that fresh, mint-made look. Next, study Lincoln's portrait under good lighting. Look closely at the hair above his forehead, the cheekbone, and the bow tie. Strong, crisp details usually indicate that the coin spent very little time in circulation. Then flip the coin over and inspect the wheat ears. Sharp wheat lines and bold lettering are signs of a well-preserved example, while smooth details suggest years of everyday use. Now, let's move to one of the most exciting parts of the hobby, mint errors. Genuine errors are uncommon, but they are exactly what many collectors hope to find. An off-center strike occurs when the blank planchet isn't perfectly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. A clipped planchet results when the metal blank is cut incorrectly before the coin is struck, leaving a curved section missing from the edge. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by fractures in the minting die, while struck-through errors occur when grease or debris gets between the die and the coin during production. These authentic minting mistakes are far more collectible than scratches or damage that happened after the coin entered circulation. Some collectors also examine every 1951 Philadelphia cent for unusual die varieties or noticeable doubling. While significant varieties are much less common than ordinary coins, anything that looks different should be compared with reliable references before reaching a conclusion. Careful research is an important part of successful coin collecting. Another common mistake is cleaning a coin to make it look brighter. Many people believe this increases value, but experienced collectors know the opposite is usually true. Cleaning removes the original surfaces and often leaves tiny hairline scratches that reduce desirability. If you believe you've found an exceptional coin, preserve it exactly as it is. Proper storage is just as important. Copper coins can develop spots or discoloration if exposed to moisture or handled frequently. Using a protective coin holder and storing it in a cool, dry place helps preserve its condition for future generations. A well-preserved coin today has a much better chance of remaining attractive many years from now. One of the reasons Lincoln Wheat Pennies remain so popular is that every coin tells a story. Your 1951 no mint mark penny may have traveled through grocery stores, movie theaters, restaurants, and thousands of pockets before finding its way into your collection. That history adds to the enjoyment of owning a coin that has survived for more than 7 decades. Collectors continue searching through estate sales, inherited collections, bankrolls, and old jars because remarkable discoveries still happen. While most 1951 no-mint mark pennies are modestly valued, exceptional uncirculated examples and genuine mint errors continue to attract strong collector interest. Knowledge, patience, and careful observation are often the keys to finding the next exciting addition to a collection. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic market values for the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, explain how professional grading can influence collector demand, explore common misconceptions about this coin, and share the final checklist every collector should use before buying, selling, or preserving one. Coin number 2. What if I told you that a single 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny hiding in an old coin jar, tucked inside a forgotten piggy bank, or sitting quietly in a family coin collection could be worth far more than just 1 cent? Every day, people overlook old pennies without realizing that some become highly collectible because of their condition, genuine mint errors, and strong demand among collectors. Today, we're uncovering the story of the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny and why collectors continue searching for this classic American coin. The story begins at the Denver Mint in 1953, where millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies were struck with the small D mint mark. These bronze coins entered circulation across the United States, passing from hand to hand through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and local businesses. Although millions were produced, far fewer have survived in outstanding condition after more than 70 years of circulation. At first glance, a 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny may look like an ordinary old coin. But experienced collectors know that the smallest details can make the biggest difference. A coin with strong original mint luster, sharp design details, and minimal work can be much more desirable than one that spent decades in everyday circulation. The first thing you should do is confirm the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1953. Then look below the date for the small D mint mark. Once you've confirmed that, carefully inspect Lincoln's portrait. Notice the hair above his forehead, the cheek, and the bow tie. Then turn the coin over and examine the wheat ears. Bold wheat lines and crisp lettering are often signs of a better preserved example. Another important feature is the coin's original color. Copper coins naturally change over time. Some remain bright red, while others become red-brown or brown after decades of exposure. Collectors often pay the strongest premiums for coins that retain more of their original red color because they are much scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting: mint errors. Collectors search for authentic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks struck through errors, and other production mistakes that occurred during the minting process. Although these errors are uncommon, they can make a 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny much more desirable because every genuine error is unique. One mistake many beginners make is cleaning their old pennies. While polishing may seem like a good idea, cleaning often removes the original surfaces and leaves tiny scratches that reduce collector value. If you believe you've found an exceptional coin, leave it exactly as it is and handle it only by the edges. Professional grading also plays an important role. Experts carefully evaluate every coin for wear, strike quality, luster, eye appeal, and overall preservation before assigning a numerical grade. The finest certified examples are much harder to find than ordinary circulated coins, which is why advanced collectors often compete for them. Every 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny carries a piece of American history. It has traveled through decades of commerce, witnessed generations of change, and survived long enough to become part of one of the world's most popular coin series. Today, collectors continue searching through old collections, estate sales, and bankrolls because remarkable discoveries are still possible. Before you spend another old wheat penny, take a closer look. Check the date, confirm the D mint mark, examine the color and details, and look carefully for any unusual features that could indicate a genuine mint error. Your next exciting discovery may already be waiting in your collection. If you enjoy learning about valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, rare mint errors, hidden treasures, and fascinating U.S. coin history, be sure to subscribe for more videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next great discovery could be just 1 penny away. Now, the real treasure hunt begins because this is the point where experienced collectors notice details that most people never see. Imagine you're searching through a roll of old wheat pennies from a local bank or an inherited family collection. Dozens of coins pass through your hands, but then one 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny immediately stands out. It has brighter color, sharper details, and fewer marks than the others. That moment is exactly why collectors continue searching through thousands of old coins every year. The first thing to examine is the coin's original mint luster. When a 1953 D penny has been preserved with very little circulation, light reflects across the surface with a natural glow. This luster gradually fades as coins wear in everyday use, making well-preserved examples much more desirable. Collectors often pay the strongest premiums for coins that still display this original appearance. Next, inspect Lincoln's portrait carefully under good lighting. Look at the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Sharp details usually indicate minimal wear. Then turn the coin over and study the wheat ears. Clear wheat lines and bold lettering show that the coin has retained much of its original design, making it more attractive to collectors. Now, let's explore genuine mint errors, one of the most exciting areas of coin collecting. While uncommon, authentic errors can make a 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny much more collectible. An off-center strike occurs when the blank planchet is not perfectly positioned before the dies strike it, leaving part of the design missing. A clipped planchet results when the blank is cut incorrectly before striking, leaving a curved section missing from the edge. Die cracks appear as raised lines created by fractures in the minting die, while struck-through errors happen when grease or debris interferes with the striking process. Each genuine mint error is unique, which is one reason collectors enjoy searching for them. Some collectors also inspect every 1953 D penny for die varieties or unusual doubling. If you notice lettering or design elements that appear different from a normal coin, compare your coin with reliable variety references before assuming it's rare. Careful research is always an important part of successful coin collecting. Another important lesson is to avoid cleaning your coin. Even gentle polishing can leave microscopic scratches that permanently reduce collector value. Professional graders can quickly recognize clean coins, and collectors generally prefer original, untouched surfaces. If you believe your coin is special, preserve it exactly as it is. Storage also matters. Copper coins can develop spots or discoloration if exposed to moisture or frequent handling. Using a quality coin holder and storing the coin in a cool, dry location helps preserve its appearance for many years. Small steps today can make a big difference in the future. Stories of exciting discoveries continue to inspire collectors across the country. Beautiful 1953 D. Wheat pennies have been found in old albums, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten jars of change. Most examples are common, but exceptional uncirculated coins and authentic mint errors continue to attract strong collector interest because they are much harder to find. The greatest lesson in coin collecting is that knowledge creates opportunity. Every coin deserves a careful inspection, because the smallest detail can completely change its appeal to collectors. Before spending another old wheat penny, take a few extra moments to check the date, confirm the D-mint mark, inspect the color, and search for anything unusual. Your next remarkable discovery could already be waiting in your collection. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic market values for the 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny, explain how professional grading can influence desirability, and share the final checklist every collector should follow before buying, selling, or preserving one. Coin number 3. What if I told you that a single 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark hiding in an old coin jar, a forgotten piggy bank, or an inherited family collection could be worth much more than just 1 cent? Most people never think twice before spending an old penny, but experienced collectors know that certain Lincoln wheat pennies become highly desirable because of their condition, genuine mint errors, and strong collector demand. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating story of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The year was 1948. America was rebuilding after World War II, and millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies were being produced to keep up with the nation's growing economy. At the Philadelphia Mint, these coins were struck without a mint mark and entered circulation across the country. They were used to buy groceries, newspapers, candy, and everyday necessities, passing through countless hands over the decades. Today, every surviving example carries a small piece of American history. At first glance, a 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny may look ordinary, but collectors know that not every coin is created equal. While many examples are common in circulated grades, coins with sharp details, original mint luster, and outstanding eye appeal are much more difficult to find. That's why knowledgeable collectors inspect every old wheat penny carefully before deciding whether it's simply an old coin or an important collectible. The first thing to check is the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1948. Then look below the date. If there is no D or S mint mark, your coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Once you've confirmed that, examine Lincoln's portrait. Are the hair details still sharp? Is the bow tie clearly visible? Now flip the coin over and inspect the wheat ears. Coins with bold wheat lines and crisp lettering are often much more desirable than heavily worn examples. Another important factor is the coin's original color. Copper naturally changes over time. Some 1948 pennies remain bright red, while others become red-brown or brown after decades of circulation. Collectors often pay the highest premiums for coins that retain more of their original red color because they are significantly scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of the hobby, mint errors. Collectors search for genuine off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks struck through errors, and other authentic production mistakes. Although these errors are uncommon, they can make a 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny much more collectible because every genuine mint error is unique. One mistake many beginners make is cleaning old pennies. Cleaning may seem like a way to improve appearance, but it usually removes the original surfaces and leaves microscopic scratches that reduce collector value. If you believe you've found an exceptional coin, leave it exactly as it is and handle it only by the edges. Professional grading also plays an important role. Experts carefully evaluate every coin for wear, strike quality, luster, eye appeal, and overall preservation before assigning a numerical grade. The highest grade examples are much scarcer than ordinary circulated coins, which is why advanced collectors often compete for them. Every 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny tells a story. It circulated during an important period of American history, survived more than 7 decades, and eventually became part of one of the world's most popular coin series. Today, collectors continue searching through inherited collections, old jars of change, and bankrolls because exciting discoveries are still possible. Before you spend another old wheat penny, take a closer look. Check the date, confirm there's no mint mark, inspect the color and details, and search carefully for any unusual features that could indicate a genuine mint error. Your next remarkable discovery could already be waiting in your collection. If you enjoy learning about valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, rare mint errors, hidden treasures, and fascinating U.S. coin history, subscribe for more videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next great discovery may be only 1 penny away. Now the real hunt begins because this is the point where experienced collectors start noticing details that most people completely overlook. Imagine you're searching through a box of old wheat pennies that has been sitting in your family's home for decades. One after another, the coins look worn and ordinary. Then suddenly, a 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark catches your eye. It has bright surfaces, sharp details, and almost no signs of wear. That's the kind of moment every coin collector hopes to experience. The first feature collectors examine is the coin's original mint luster. When a 1948 Philadelphia penny has been preserved with very little circulation, light moves across the surface with a beautiful natural glow. Over decades of everyday use, that luster gradually fades, making original examples much harder to find. A coin that still displays strong mint luster is often much more desirable than one with dull or heavily worn surfaces. Next, inspect Lincoln's portrait under good lighting. Study the hair above his forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the bow tie. Strong, crisp details usually indicate that the coin saw very little circulation. Then flip the coin over and carefully examine the wheat ears. Coins with bold wheat lines and sharp lettering are far more attractive to collectors than examples with smooth, worn designs. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of collecting: genuine mint errors. Although they're not common, authentic minting mistakes can make a 1948 no-mint mark penny stand out. An off-center strike happens when the blank planchet isn't perfectly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. A clipped planchet occurs when the blank is cut incorrectly before it is struck, creating a curved section missing from the edge. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by fractures in the minting die, while struck-through errors happen when grease or debris interferes with a strike. These are true mint-made errors, and collectors often find them much more interesting than ordinary coins. Some collectors also look for unusual die varieties or noticeable doubling. If a coin appears different from normal examples, compare it with trusted references before assuming it's a rare variety. Careful research and patience are valuable tools in the world of numismatics. Another important lesson is to avoid cleaning your coin. It may seem like polishing will improve its appearance, but cleaning almost always leaves tiny scratches that reduce collector value. Experienced collectors and professional graders prefer coins with original, untouched surfaces because they better represent how the coin left the mint. Proper storage is just as important as careful handling. Copper coins can develop spots, discoloration, or environmental damage if they're exposed to moisture or frequent contact. Using a protective coin holder and storing it in a cool, dry place helps preserve the coin's condition for years to come. Every year, collectors discover beautiful wheat pennies in inherited collections, estate sales, old albums, and forgotten jars of change. Most 1948 Philadelphia pennies are modestly valued, but exceptional uncirculated examples and authentic mint errors continue to attract strong collector demand because they are much more difficult to find. Perhaps the greatest lesson from 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny is that every coin deserves a careful inspection. What appears ordinary at first glance may reveal beautiful original luster, a fascinating mint error, or outstanding preservation after a closer look. Knowledge and patience are often the difference between overlooking a collectible coin and making an exciting discovery. In the final part, we'll discuss realistic market values for the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, explain how professional grading can influence collector demand, and share the final checklist every collector should follow before buying, selling, or preserving one.